I told this was gangster tits, listen up, you fuck. You about to learn shit today.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Life 3 times again for a third time. Shit. Don't worry about it. My phone was bugging out. I did like two takes already. This shit was smooth. And then fucking phone. Goddamn. Y'all gotta love phones. But that being said, it's gangster tips. Y'all already know what it is. I hope y'all having a wonderful evening. I got a lot more content for you guys coming. This shit about to be lit. All right, so that being said, episode number 2. I told y'all exactly what I was going to do for you, right? Once you was done registering with a pro, and I hope a majority of y'all register with BMI because I'm not familiar with ASCAP. So, and you can't register with 2 pros at the same time. Just so y'all know. So don't do that. Don't think you can do that. You can't do that like you could do it with distributors. You can't. Yeah, nah, it's a big no-no. You could be breaching contracts. You could definitely get sued. So that being said, if you register with BMI, this segment is definitely for you. I definitely want you to get a good overview of what you're gonna be registering when you register your content. So that being said, there's gonna be 3 episodes to the segment. In the first episode right now, I'm kind of gonna give you guys an overview of like the first 3 segments. And the reason why I'm only gonna do the first 3 parts of it is really because there's a lot of stuff that if you're not really educated on the back end of the business aspect and you're new to this, you're not gonna understand what they're telling you. So I'm just trying to be the voice of, educating you on what they're saying. That's really it. Like, so I could just reiterate it for you because a lot of people don't understand when they hear it. So that being said, the first thing it's gonna do is it's gonna ask you to pick a registered account. So when you register with BMI, within like 7 to 10 business days, you're gonna get what's called an IPI number. It's an International Publishing Identifier number, right? And that's the number that you're given.
You sign up. So that way
It's almost like a bank account number, really. You could equate it to that. It's a bank account number because it's transferred right over to you quarterly,
Second thing they're gonna ask you, they're gonna have 2 questions on the slot, right? The first one is your works or compositions of public domain? For 95% of the people that are just starting out and using BMI,
and all your music, all your content is original, and like you wrote it and you said that
it's not a public domain. That's an original content. So when they ask you that, always put no unless you're doing like a cover.
unless you're doing something that's like more on the opera side,
which I highly doubt half of y'all will be doing. But anyways, I ain't trying to knock opera though. I think opera's a dope ass genre. That being said, the second question they're gonna ask you is, does it contain samples and melodies? Most works or arrangements do not contain samples or melodies. The next thing that they're gonna ask you is to add the
basic info.
What is the work title? So like the song, just the song, right? What is the work title? The song that I just registered was called Gunnin'. So that was the name of the song. It's on my album Divinity coming out soon. And then it's gonna ask you for the duration. That's optional. I always try to put the duration just because it gives, so like when your shit gets uploaded to Spotify, right? It's gonna give you the time, and BMI is gonna collect your royalties from Spotify, right? All your digital, like all the streaming services, BMI is gonna collect all the royalties for you within US. So like all the companies that go on the streaming site, like when you upload your music to your streaming sites and stuff like that, and all your accounts, BMI is gonna collect all those royalties for you. So that's why they're there. So after the time of it. So like my song is like 2 minutes and 13 seconds, right? BMI is going to be able to identify all that. Like all that shit makes a big difference in being able to identify a track. So like somebody could have the same song as me, but their shit might be like 3 minutes and 15 seconds. So if I didn't put 2 minutes and 13 seconds for the track, they might have equated that to his. Is very easy for them to do. So you always want to have as much information as possible on hand when you're sitting there registering your work and the work content, especially in the add basic info section. The next thing it's going to ask you is, what type of release is it? Is it an album? Is it an EP? Is it a single? All right, so an album typically has 10 songs, 10 to 12 songs on it. An EP is anywhere from 4 to 8. That's really like where an EP goes. So if you have between 4 to 8 songs, you got an EP. Or just a single. So you got to figure out which one of those it is. But understand something. So, for example, my song Gunnin' is on my album Divinity. Like, it's going to be on the album. It's on the track list. It's on the cover. Like, all that shit. So that means that when I register it, the song has to be registered under the album because I haven't released it as a single. That being said, when you go to release it, figure out which one it is. After that, it's going to ask you, what is the CD identifier? So, like, if you've picked album, is this your first album? Is this your second album? Is this your third album? So, it's all numbers. Is this your first EP? Is this your second EP? Is this your third EP? If it's your first EP, you put 1. If it's your second, you put 2. Third, you put 3. So on and so forth. And it trickles down the line even to the single. So, like, if this is your 5th single, you just dropped your 5th single. CD identifier is 5. Then it's going to ask you about the cut number. If you're dropping an EP or an album, this is what this applies to. For a single, it's always going to be 1. That being said, so like Gunnin' is, I'm going to just let y'all know, it's number 6 on the album, right? That being said, the cut number would be 6. Cut number would be 6. All right, y'all got that taken care of. That being said, that pretty much ends the entire process of the beginning stages of registering your works. I hope that y'all got a lot of information out of this. If y'all have any questions, feel free to hit me up on here, man. Holla at me on Instagram, Life3XOfficial. Any questions, comments, concerns, I will leave a link below in the description for everything so that way y'all can get a good recap. And yeah, really, man, I'm happy to be here. Number 2 of the segment coming in a little bit. Y'all stay tuned and stay fresh, all right, my peoples? It's Life3X.
Hey, listen. My boss got a sentence, 3 life terms. Write the words Life3X on your tombstone. Life that's with the Y, not with the eye of a hurricane. Runs the music tech its way. Eminem to save the day. On the day the anthem had these bitches in some tandems. Read the memorandum. This the ultimate ultimatum. And if you think you're safe, then the stage is where we taking them. Slaughter when we bake them. Loyalty over royalty. That's the shit we talking about. Never let your guard down.